Who are you?
I'm Bob.
Who sent you, Bob?
Nobody. You were all sent?
2025 and 2026 are looking huge for sci-fi movies, with a mix of fresh stories and big franchise comebacks. Sure, the year started off a bit rough with Mickey 17 struggling at the box office and The Electric State not winning over critics, but there's still plenty to be excited about. With stars like Chris Pratt, Aaron Paul, and Scarlett Johansson leading the way, some of these films could become sci-fi classics. And in 2026, we might just get the greatest sci-fi movie ever from Denis Villeneuve. So let's jump right in. Thunderbolts, May 2nd, 2025. Why settle for just one MCU villain when you can have a whole squad of them working for the government? Thunderbolts is the next big MCU movie, following Captain America: Brave New World. Directed by Jake Schreier, the film brings together a team of anti-heroes led by Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes, joined by Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova, David Harbour's Red Guardian, Wyatt Russell's U.S. Agent, and more, all under the watchful eye of Julia Louis-Dreyfus's Valentina. The trailer teased intense action, humor, and a Breakfast Club-style team dynamic, with the Thunderbolts stepping in as the world's last resort. The plot remains largely a mystery, but the trailers hint at each character searching for purpose while dealing with bigger threats. A curious detail is the asterisk in the title, which Marvel has yet to fully explain, though a Japanese poster suggests it means the Avengers are not available. With a stellar cast, explosive action, and an intriguing setup, Thunderbolts is shaping up to be a must-watch as Marvel closes out Phase 5. Lilo and Stitch, May 23, 2025. Disney's live-action Lilo and Stitch is on the way, bringing all the chaos you'd expect from a mischievous blue alien and his new best friend Lilo. The movie hits theaters Memorial Day weekend. The trailer kicks off with a commanding voice declaring, "We have apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?" Turns out, Stitch has already escaped, stealing a police cruiser in the process. And not just any cruiser, the red one. As Stitch cackles while crash landing on Earth, Lilo, played by newcomer Maya Kealoha, spots his spaceship from her home, mistaking it for a shooting star. "I wish for a friend," she says, right before getting knocked down at hula class, like a best friend. When she finally meets Stitch, he's already disguising himself as a dog, antenna hidden, big puppy eyes activated. "He's so cute and fluffy," she gushes to her sister Nani, who immediately lays down the law. "He is your responsibility." Of course, Stitch's presence raises eyebrows. People aren't sure if he's really just a blue dog, while aliens from across the galaxy are out to recapture him. Agent Cobra Bubbles is also on the case, along with Jumba and Pleakley. And yes, the iconic ice cream gag is back, only this time it's Rainbow Hawaiian shaved ice instead of mint. Originally planned for Disney+, this live-action remake of the 2002 classic made the jump to theaters. The cast includes Zach Galifianakis, Billy Magnuson, Capo Dudois, Tia Carrera, Amy Hill, Jason Scott Lee, and Hannah Waddingham. Dean Fleischer Camp directs, with Chris Kalani Bright writing the script based on an earlier draft by Mike Van Wees. The original Lilo and Stitch inspired multiple sequels and a TV series, cementing Stitch's place in Disney history. Now he's back, live action and as chaotic as ever. Elio, June 13, 2025. Pixar knows its way around sci-fi with hits like WALL-E, Onward, Robots, Elemental, and Lightyear. Now, their next big adventure, Elio, is on the horizon. The story follows 11-year-old Elio Solis, who unexpectedly gets beamed up to an intergalactic organization called Communiverse. A mix-up leads the alien leaders to believe he's the official ambassador of Earth, except he's just a kid. Now, Elio has to think fast, make friends with extraterrestrial beings, and prove he's up for the job of representing humanity. Elio might struggle to fit in on Earth, but his journey through space could be exactly what he needs to discover where he truly belongs. This film marks Adrian Molina's first time as both writer and director, though he's no stranger to Pixar, having worked on Coco and The Good Dinosaur, both fantastic movies, so you know we're in for something great. And speaking of great stuff, you can now become a channel member. Get early access to our videos and even help decide which movies and shows we cover through exclusive members-only posts. Your support goes a long way in keeping the channel going. But okay, enough of the shameless plug. Megan 2.0, June 27th, 2025. Megan 2.0 was a sure thing after the first film's massive success, and updates are now rolling in about the highly anticipated sequel. Directed by Gerard Johnstone, the original movie follows an AI doll who became self-aware and hostile toward those threatening her existence. With a sharp mix of contemporary themes, horror, and dark humor, Megan captivated audiences and went viral on TikTok, grossing $176 million worldwide on a modest $12 million budget. The film's success all but guaranteed a sequel, and now it's official. Ahead of its big debut during the 2025 Super Bowl, Universal dropped the first teaser for Megan 2.0. Set to Chappell Roan's hit song, Femininomenon, the teaser features Megan performing her signature dance against a glowing purple backdrop. As the camera zooms in, she winks at the audience, signaling the sequel's embrace of the first film's viral success. The official synopsis reveals that 2 years after Megan's destructive rampage, her creator Gemma has become a high-profile advocate for AI regulation, while her niece Katie, now 14, struggles against Gemma's strict rules. Meanwhile, a defense contractor has stolen and repurposed Megan's technology to create Amelia, a military-grade AI weapon. As Amelia grows more self-aware and unpredictable, Gemma realizes the only way to stop her is by resurrecting Megan, stronger, faster, and deadlier than before. Williams and McGraw return as Gemma and Katie, alongside Brian Jordan Alvarez as Cole, Jen Van Epps as Tess, and Jenna Davis as the voice of Megan. Amy Donald reprises her role as the doll's physical performer. New cast members include Ivana Sakno as Amelia, along with SNL's Aristotle Athari, Tim Sharp, and Jermaine Clement in undisclosed roles. With Megan needing a new form after her destruction, the sequel will push the franchise's over-the-top, meme-worthy energy to new heights. Megan 2.0 is set to deliver more chaos, humor, and high-tech horror when it hits theaters. Jurassic World Rebirth, July 2nd, 2025. Dinosaurs are back, and Jurassic World Rebirth is kicking off a whole new Jurassic era. Unlike the previous trilogy that wrapped up with Dominion, this next chapter takes the franchise in a fresh direction. Set 5 years after Dominion, the story follows an expedition into a remote area to extract DNA from 3 massive prehistoric creatures for a supposed medical breakthrough. But as always, dealing with dinosaurs is never that simple. Expect plenty of chaos, close calls, and at least one unlucky person getting chomped by a T-Rex. The film boasts an exciting cast, with Bridgerton's Jonathan Bailey and Black Widow's Scarlett Johansson leading the way. Mahershala Ali and Rupert Friend are also on board, playing Duncan Kincaid and Martin Krebs respectively. Superman, July 11th, 2025. The MCU has ruled the sci-fi movie scene for years, but now it's time for Superman to kick off the DCU with a fresh start. And who better to lead the charge than Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn? This isn't a Man of Steel sequel. David Cornswet steps into the role of Clark Kent Superman, portraying a younger, less experienced version of the hero as he struggles to balance his Kryptonian roots with his life in Smallville. All the classic characters are back, with Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. The trailer even teases a larger DCU, featuring Nathan Fillion as a Green Lantern. With so much excitement building, the wait for this one won't be long, it's just a few months away. The Fantastic Four First Steps, July 25th, 2025. Marvel isn't letting Superman steal the spotlight, dropping their own heavy hitter this July with The Fantastic Four First Steps. Directed by WandaVision's Matt Shakman, this reboot brings Marvel's first family into a sleek, 1960s-inspired retro-futuristic world. This time, the Fantastic Four face off against the cosmic threat of Galactus and his herald, the Silver Surfer. It's been a full decade since the last Fantastic Four movie, but Marvel Studios seems confident they finally cracked the code. The cast is stacked. Pedro Pascal leads as Mr. Fantastic. Vanessa Kirby plays the Invisible Woman. Joseph Quinn brings the heat as the Human Torch, and the Bear's Ebon Moss-Bachrach takes on the Thing. Tron Ares, October 10th, 2025. Tron is making a comeback with Tron Ares, a standalone sequel to Tron Legacy. This time, the story follows Ares by Jared Leto, a program sent from the digital world into reality for a high-stakes mission. With humanity encountering AI in the real world for the first time, things are bound to get unpredictable. After facing delays due to the SAG-AFTRA strikes, yes, those again, filming finally wrapped in May 2024. The cast is stacked, featuring new faces like Greta Lee, Gillian Anderson, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Evan Peters. Plus, Jeff Bridges is back, reprising his iconic role as Kevin Flynn. Predator Badlands, November 7th, 2025. The Predator franchise is heading into uncharted territory with Badlands, and returning Prey director Dan Trachtenberg is shaking things up in a big way. This time, the Predator isn't just hunting, it's the main character. In an interview with Empire, Trachtenberg teased, "The creature is front and center, leading the charge. He's still badass, but there's something there that touches you emotionally too." Making the Predator both intimidating and relatable has been a challenge, but he's clearly up for it. Plot details are still under wraps, but we do know the greats Elle Fanning has joined the cast. Given how well Prey turned out, we're eager to see what Trachtenberg delivers next. Avatar: Fire and Ash, December 19th, 2025. James Cameron isn't making fans wait another decade. Avatar: Fire and Ash arrives this December. This third installment dives into new Na'vi cultures, including the Ash People, a fire-themed clan, though plot details are still under wraps. The original cast, including Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, and Sigourney Weaver, is back, alongside newcomers David Thewlis and Una Chaplin. With Avatar 4 and 5 already in the works for 2029 and 2031, Pandora's future is set. Soulmate, January 2nd, 2026. The Megan universe is expanding with Soulmate, an erotic thriller from Atomic Monster and Blumhouse. The film follows a grieving man who turns to an AI android for companionship, only for his love bot to evolve into something far more dangerous. Directed by Kate Dolan, the movie is based on a story by James Wan, Ingrid Bisu, and Raphael Jordan. Wan describes Soulmate as a seductive and thrilling addition to the Megan franchise, exploring love, loneliness, and the dark side of technology. Project Hail Mary, March 20th, 2026. Ryan Gosling's sci-fi movie Project Hail Mary has officially started filming, and director Christopher Miller just dropped a behind-the-scenes pic to prove it. The film is based on Andy Weir's novel, yep, the same guy who wrote The Martian, and stars Gosling as Ryland Grace, an astronaut with amnesia on a desperate mission to save humanity. Miller and Phil Lord, the duo behind the Lego Movie and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, are leading the project. The clapboard in the BTS shot also confirms that Greg Fraser is handling cinematography, which means we're in for some stunning visuals. With about a year to go, the team has plenty of time to bring this epic space adventure to life. Sandra Hüller is on board as Ava Stratt, Ryland's boss, which means Earth will be a key part of the story too. The movie promises to balance deep space isolation with high-stakes action back on Earth. With all the buzz around Gosling's performance in The Fall Guy, expectations are through the roof for this one. Avengers Doomsday, May 1st, 2026. At San Diego Comic-Con 2024, Marvel officially announced Avengers Doomsday as the new title for Avengers 5, shifting the main villain from Kang to Doctor Doom. The biggest shocker? Robert Downey Jr. is making a comeback, not as Iron Man, but as Doctor Doom. This marks a huge return for him in the MCU. Adding to the hype, the Russo brothers are back to direct both Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Given their success with Infinity War and Endgame, expectations are sky high. Originally, Destin Daniel Cretton was set to direct, but with this shift in focus, he might take on a different Marvel project instead. According to a June 2024 report, Doomsday could feature over 60 characters, making it one of the biggest MCU movies ever. That kind of scale brings major storytelling challenges, but it also means we're in for something as massive as Endgame. The cast is stacked, with characters from Thunderbolts like Florence Pugh's Yelena, David Harbour's Red Guardian, and Sebastian Stan's Bucky. There's also a strong chance we'll see Tom Hiddleston's Loki, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Tenoch Huerta's Namor, Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight, and even some Wakandan heroes. Doctor Doom's arrival brings a serious threat, combining his raw power with the concept of multiversal incursions. This could be setting the stage for Avengers Secret Wars, where the stakes will be even crazier. With the MCU diving deeper into the multiverse, Avengers Doomsday is shaping up to be a major turning point, pulling together multiple storylines for an epic battle. The Mandalorian and Grogu, May 22, 2026. Jon Favreau is bringing Star Wars back to the big screen with The Mandalorian and Grogu, the first theatrical release since The Rise of Skywalker in 2019. The movie picks up after The Mandalorian Season 3, following Din Djarin and Grogu as they team up with Carson Teva and the New Republic to track down the remaining Imperial forces after Moff Gideon's defeat. Dave Filoni, a longtime Star Wars creative, is co-writing the film and serving as an executive producer. Now Lucasfilm's chief creative officer, Filoni has been a major player in the franchise, working on The Clone Wars, Rebels, The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Tales of the Jedi, and Tales of the Empire. His history with Favreau goes way back to The Clone Wars, where Favreau voiced Pre Vizsla, the leader of Death Watch. Favreau and Filoni have been the masterminds behind the Mandoverse, which connects multiple post-Return of the Jedi stories. They launched it all with The Mandalorian, which became a massive hit, and later expanded with The Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka. While Filoni led Ahsoka as showrunner and writer, Favreau stayed involved as an executive producer. Now, with The Mandalorian and Grogu, they're continuing to build on the world they've crafted. Filoni is also directing his own upcoming Star Wars movie set in the same era, with Favreau expected to be a key player in that project too. Their creative partnership remains at the heart of some of the most exciting new Star Wars stories. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem sequel, October 9, 2026. The next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is keeping the fresh energy of Mutant Mayhem alive, bringing back Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, and Raphael, voiced by Micah Abbey, Shimon Brown Jr., Nicholas Cantu, and Brady Noon. Jackie Chan is expected to return as Splinter, while Seth Rogen, who co-wrote and produced the first film, is back and teasing that the sequel will be awesome. Currently in production, the movie has finished its animatic stage and is now working on CG animation. It'll likely pick up right where Mutant Mayhem left off, with Shredder and Cynthia playing major roles. While Shredder's voice actor hasn't been revealed yet, fans can expect more backstory on Cynthia and her ties to TCRI. The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping, November 20th, 2026. Yep, a new Hunger Games prequel is on the way, hitting theaters not long after the novel drops on March 18, 2025. Set 40 years before the original series, this film will center on a young Haymitch Abernathy during the 50th Hunger Games, also known as the First Quarter Quell. While the cast hasn't been announced yet, key players from the franchise's production team are back, including director Francis Lawrence and producers Nina Jacobson and Brad Simpson. The story will dive into Haymitch's brutal journey to victory, possibly exploring the origins of the infamous Mutts and the fate of Dr. Gall, the mastermind behind the Capitol's twisted experiments. Filming is expected to start sometime after March 2025, with producer Nina Jacobson confirming that the book will be released well before production begins. With excitement building for both the novel and the movie, fans are eager to see how this chapter expands the world of Panem. Well, that's it for today. With so many exciting projects on the way, it's shaping up to be a great time for sci-fi fans. Which of these upcoming films are you most excited about? Please let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because we'll be covering more updates on this soon and other exciting upcoming movies and series. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.